Hello Pisces, my name is Paul, and this is Dove and Serpent Tarot. Now this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I'm merely the messenger. And I ask that you connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And if there is anything you need me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Okay. And remember, Pisces, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And very interesting, a Knight of Cups. I'm getting the Knight of Cups quite a bit lately. And I feel like this is it's a representation of a burst of emotional energy, right? A burst of joy, a burst of satisfaction, perhaps, right? It is as if you are achieving this success and you are flying to the heavens, flying to the sun to show it off, right? Kind of vibe that I'm getting. But let's put it into some context. Yeah, there we go. I think it is a breakthrough kind of success. I think it is some kind of satisfaction that really is next level, right? We have that Aeon card, and I will name all the cards as I go through the reading, so don't worry. I try to name all the cards as I talk about them. Sometimes I forget. So we've got, it's like we have a lot of fire energy here today. Fire, fire. We have fire here, even with that Sagittarius, the Ardor Temperance card. Let's select our mystery card. This is one random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot that we are just going to set right here. We'll put Jimbo, a.k.a. the Lizard King, a.k.a. Mr. Lizard, right there on top of that mystery card. Now, if at any point during the reading you get an idea, a feeling, a sense of what that card is, I want you to type it into the comment section, okay? I want to see if we can raise our vibrations, if we can tap into our intuition and start discerning that mystery card together, okay, as an exercise. You don't have to play along if you don't want to, but at the end of the reading there will be a moment of stillness where we can all provide our final answers, right? But first things first, let's look at the energies. We have major, major, major. We've got a nice progression here. We have a major arcana here. We've got fire. We've got water. We've got a little bit of fire up here. We've got a little bit of air energy. We don't have any earth. We don't have any earth energy. And I think it kind of goes with what I was saying at the very beginning, that it feels as if we're achieving something that's kind of out of this world. It's something that is transcending the normal kind of achievements, the normal kind of satisfaction, right? This is the world or universe card. If we look at this card as being earth, well, you are escaping the confines of the terrestrial sphere. You are going through this doorway into a different dimension, okay? A different level of success. I think you're achieving something that really has never been seen before, okay? This is very major arcana. Look at these major arcana energies. Major, major, major. Terrestrial sphere, the realm of boundaries, of limitations, of solid resistance and things, you know. Going through a doorway with the Eon card into this moon energy, the new moon energy. But guess what? This is the moon card. Got to ring the bell, because this is your power card. Not only is this a mysterious, unknown, never before seen, there's nothing that you can ask about this card. There's no one that can tell you what it looks like in this new land, because no one's been here, right? But this is where you're traveling. This is where, in a burst of love and joy and excitement and pleasure and satisfaction and fulfillment, you're soaring into this unknown landscape. No one has been here before. There are no maps. There are no guides, right? You're the pioneer here. This is very cool. Very cool. So it is your power card. So I feel like this is perfectly in your wheelhouse. I feel like you're very much ready for this new adventure, for this unknown dimension, right? I really feel like you're doing something, you're achieving levels of success never before seen. Now, how do we get there? How do we maximize? How do we prepare for this energy shift, right? Well, the first thing that catches my eye, these fire cards. 10 of Wands, and then we have here a 7, but we've got a 2, right? It's kind of like we're simplifying the fire energy, right? So the first thing that I can think of is that maybe we do need to simplify things now in order to save time in the long run, right? In order to kind of lighten our load, to make this flight a little bit easier, maybe we need to reduce some of this fire energy, right? Maybe this is kind of a less is more. See, with the 10 of Wands, this is a lot of activity, a lot of intensity, a lot of heat, a lot of energy being put into everything, right? To the point where you're exhausting yourself. This is like your engines are firing at full throttle all the time. You're going to overheat, right? You keep the pedal to the metal, eventually your engine is going to blow. It's going to get too hot. It's going to just self-destruct. So this is one of those, this progression of energy seems like it's a slowing down, right? 10, 7 to a 2. But that's the art of it. That's the strategy. You're letting your foot off the accelerator intentionally. Maybe we need to coast a little bit here, right? Maybe going slow now will save you a lot of time in the future. It's interesting that we have a 10 of Swords here as the last card because the swords are the air energy. And maybe this is us breaking free of the atmosphere, right? We're getting out of the last, I don't know, what is the last level of the Earth's atmosphere? Is it the ionosphere or something? I don't know. The exosphere. We're getting out of it. We're breaking the final boundary of the Earth. See, this is kind of the beginning and this is the end here. We're reaching escape velocity here and we're going to be exiting this dimension, exiting this atmosphere. But we're not going to accomplish it by just running full speed ahead, full throttle constantly. We need to ease off the accelerator. Ease back, Ripley. Ease back. Let's coast, right? Going slow now, I think, will save you a lot of time later. Okay. Now, the water energy here seems to be important. It's underneath everything. It's the 6 of Cups. This is a focus on our experience of the world, right? This is down beneath the surface. It's within you. This is your internal kind of desire, your drive to have a beautiful, harmonious relationship with the world, with the universe, with others, right? So there might be a need here for us to kind of consider what's going to be best for us long term, okay? These things, this interaction that we like to have, the abundance, the love that I feel within, that wants to connect with the love and abundance that you feel within, right? This is pleasure here. This is love. This is me in a good place, you in a good place, and we're enjoying each other's company, right? We're in that place together, right? So I think that there's a need for us to consider what's best for us long term in terms of our relationships. But also I think in terms of our plans too, and our projects and the kind of the experience that we want in the world. How do we need to reconfigure this so that these relationships and our plans and our goals and the projects, the things that we're doing can help us reach this next level? Or are they just kind of keeping us stuck where we are. See, we've got this earth energy, and I feel like this is, there's nothing wrong with this dimension that we live in. There's nothing wrong with the earth. To me, this card is kind of about the starting point. It's what is holding you back, right? It's this huge object, right, with intense gravity that's kind of keeping you stuck to it. But you're on this forward movement. We're going through this doorway. We're going into this future. I kind of see this Knight of Cups being you, right? And maybe we've been here. We've been stuck in this, the world of limitations, right? And maybe we're trying to reconfigure ourselves, realign our elemental energies, our fire, our water, our air, so that we can get away from as much of this restrictive gravity as we can, and we can get into this unknown land, this never before seen success. I really feel like it's just on the horizon for you. This is also, to me, the moon and the earth kind of are, this is kind of status quo, and this is kind of going your own unknown way, right? Forging a new path, cutting a new path through the jungle, through the wilderness, right? So it might be that you're really trying to go your own way, and to do that, we need this Eon card. We need this fiery doorway. And this Eon card, also called Judgment, is the wake-up call that you're experiencing, I think, right now in your life or very soon, that some very definite decisions are going to have to be made if you're going to go through this doorway and start doing your own thing, or if you're not going through this doorway, you're going to stay here and you're just going to be maintaining the status quo, which is fine too. I'm not trying to tell you what to do. But I feel as if you have a certain momentum. Okay? But to go through the doorway of the Eon card, we have to do so intentionally, willingly, voluntarily, with a very decisive move, a very decisive energy. We need the fire energy, but you don't have to go through it full throttle, right? Like we said. We can ease back a little bit. We can coast. So I find that these energies are very, very strong. There's a lot of fire going on here, right? Even the Knight of Cups is fire of water. Even this Eon card is pure fire. And then we have the 10 of Wands, 7 of Wands, 2 of Wands, and this Art or Temperance card. This is Sagittarius. This is fire. A lot of fire energy going on. So there's a lot of momentum, and there's a lot of idea here of not burning out this fire energy. Let's conserve some of our fuel for later. We're going to need it, right? Let's take a little bit more time here. We've got the 7 of Wands. As your general energy, I think this is the attitude that we need to embody, right? And this is kind of showing us the absurdity of trying to knock down a brick wall with just our head, right? We see that weak stick right there in the middle, up against those 6 very strong and firm, like metal rods, right? It's you're banging your head against the wall. We need a different strategy here, right? And that's why we then see a 2 and we see the Art card. We need to have a little subtlety, different strategy here to get out of this limitation, to get through this doorway. It's going to take a little bit of tact. It's not a problem that you can just bash with a hammer. Okay? So we need to get out of that kind of thinking that we're a hammer, or thinking that the only tool we have is the hammer, because it's not. We have other tools. All right? We have other tools. But I see mostly we have the fire. This is kind of where we are right now. So I do think that we need to ease back on that fire energy and then start to look for different tools in our toolbox, And once we slow down, once we back off of the fire energy a little bit, I think we'll start to more fully understand what our path is what our motivations are, because this water energy, this is still here. This is what we want. This is the tranquil life. This is the beautiful, pleasurable, harmonious life that we want. Okay? This is what is best for us long term. Relationships, plans, projects, but the feeling that we get in those relationships, plans, and projects, etc. So we have to fully understand what we're doing, where we're going, and what we want, why we want it, in order to fully get this art or temperance card, which is the strategy to get out of this atmosphere, to get through the final layer, right? The final boss or the final battle here with that Ten of Swords. This is fully getting out of the cage, right? Getting out of the last doorway, the last set of bars, the last layer of atmosphere, I guess, it's kind of the metaphor I like. But it's not just fire energy. This is strategy, subtlety, craft, cunning. This is the Sagittarius card. So this is really all of the, and we even see some Sagittarius energy up here with the Ten of Wands. This is Saturn in Sagittarius. This is saying too that we need to have discipline. We need to restrict some of this fire energy. We need to, if it's kind of like we have one shot, right? So we have to we can't just run straight. It's like, I guess, any kind of spacecraft trying to get out of the Earth's atmosphere. You can't just set off a rocket and just tell it to go up and it'll make it. There's a certain window, a certain angle that you have to go through, otherwise you burn up, right? And I think that's what we're talking about here. We can't just fire the engines. We need to slow down, think about it, figure it out, strategize, have a little bit of some kind of a plan here. Be a little more tactful with it. Understand the angle of that arrow, right? Because it is a lot of the Sagittarius energy. With this card, we need to refine that fire energy so that our arrow, we got one arrow here. We got one shot at this. Let's make sure that arrow is going to hit its mark and that we're going to shatter this ceiling, whatever this final level is. Okay. I think this is very, very important card. Oddly, it's in the position of our obstacle, our fear, our worry, our concern. And I think that this is kind of the fear that we're going to miss our chance, that we have, if we have one arrow, that we are going to not shoot it straight, right? That it's not going to hit its mark. So this is reinforcing the need to kind of slow down a little bit, right? Like I said at the beginning, slowing down will save you a lot of time later. Let's get this right on the first try, okay? Because we don't know if we're going to get another chance. I want to look at the mystery card now. I'm very curious. This is the point of the reading where I'm going to ask you to try to connect with these energies. Let's connect with the images here. Let's tap into spirit. Let's tap into our own intuition. And let's see if we can discern this mystery card together, right? I like that we're kind of some audience participation, right? We're doing these exercises together. And I feel if we focus on this, if we do these exercises diligently and daily, I feel like we will increase our accuracy here. Now, we don't have to get it spot on. If we get in the general vicinity of energy with this, then I think that is success. Not like this situation where we need that arrow to go in a very, very narrow window. I think, well, I'll switch the camera so you can take a look here. If you want to pause the video, go ahead. You don't have to play along if you don't want. But I think that this, gosh, I guess we're going to need the earth energy. It's not going to be the same earth that we started with, obviously. It's going to be the establishment of our success on that higher plane, in that higher dimension, right? So it's going to be earth energy, but different earth energy. I'd be happy with an ace even, just showing that maybe we've hit the bullseye, right? I'd be happy with a 4. A 4 of Pentacles to me would show that we have made a safe landing, right? In whatever this new land is, whatever the new dimension that we've arrived at. Do you have your final answers? Type them into the comment section. I'm going to go ahead and take a look at this card now. Oh. Okay, well, it is earth energy. See, this is what I mean. If we're close, we're in the right suit at least, right? So I think that is success. This is an 8 of Pentacles. So to me, this is us landing on a new planet, and now we're kind of out and we're building our civilization. Yeah, we're taking our time. We are doing things properly. We are, we've backed off of some of this fire energy, and we're just trying to do things in a calm, orderly, step-by-step, detail-oriented manner. We're trying to be as precise and exact as we can. So whatever this is, I don't know if it's career for you, if this is something spiritual in nature, if it has to do with family or traveling, or if it's just your overall life, right? I think that you're achieving levels of success never seen before. And because we have your power card, because this has never been seen before, it's unfamiliar. There are no maps, there are no guides. You have to be careful and diligent. You have to take your time. You have to watch your step carefully as you go. And that's the final message here, I think, and I think that's a good one. I think this is a good one. And like we said, to slow down now, to save time later so that you don't have to correct a bunch of mistakes. Simplify things now so that those details are easier to keep an eye on when there are less of them. You know, don't overthink it, don't overcomplicate things. This is good. This is very good. We're going to do an extended. If you want to stick around, click either above or below in the video description. New Pisces readings every Monday and Thursday at 6 a.m. Chicago time. I want you to subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss the next reading. Okay. I want to thank you for watching this video all the way through until the end. That really helps out the algorithm, and that in turn helps out the channel and helps us to reach more people and helps the channel grow. And I really do appreciate that. I want you to remember, Pisces, that you are the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you, and I love you, and we're in this together.